Welcome into another exciting edition of Locked On 76ers. He's Keith Pompey. I'm Marc Farzetta. Keith, I know a lot of times when people bring up a subject, some people think that they're wishing for it, they're wanting for it. I am not. I think we got to talk about something today that I'd like to get ahead of, and that's the attitude of Joel Embiid, and I'm going to tell you why he's just going to be fine and dandy with what's going on around him. This is Locked On 76ers. Like and subscribe.
You are Locked On 76ers, your daily Philadelphia 76ers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And we do thank you for making Locked On 76ers your first listen every day, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, your 76ers beat writer, Keith Pompey, sitting right there. I'm Marc Farzetta. Keith, I know a lot of people are going to be looking at Joel Embiid, and I think a lot of people want to stir the pot with drama. Let's just talk about the drama aspect of this. I don't see a lot of drama coming up. And I know some people might scoff at that because it's Joel Embiid and there always seems to be some sort of drama. But I'll use his words, not even mine. He's like a proud papa right now, watching Tyrese Maxey running around out there, getting all that shine, getting all that limelight that he's getting right now. Do you see this leading to something that's going to be drama-filled, or do you think Joel Embiid is going to keep a good attitude while this 76ers team is making this transition to a more guard-dominant philosophy?
That's a great question. I think it all depends on how the team plays. You know what I mean? I feel like the guy in Joel Embiid who wants to win, if by moving the ball and doing everything and playing the way that they want to play, if that brings about victories, yeah, everybody's going to be happy. I feel like what we've seen in the past with Joel Embiid at times is where, it gets to a point where like he wants, if he feels like people can't make shots or they can't help the team win, then what happened will Joel Embiid will try to take it, like do 1-on-5 and try to will the 76ers to win. So I think if everything is going well, yeah, he's going to be happy. If not, he's going to look at it like, how can I get this team to win? And then he's going to be, a little, frustrated on the edge or whatever. But you're right. Like when you look at Joel Embiid, I think a lot of it has to do with the relationship he has with Maxey. I mean, they're really good friends. There's a couple other guys that he's known for a while, like, him and Kelly Oubre are Kansas guys, right? So, I think that with that being said, he generally likes people. He also knows what stage of his career he's heading into, to whereas all this stuff is precious. But, yeah, I don't see a problem. But let's just face it, the Sixers go on to a rut, and they're still talking minutes restrictions, and Joel Embiid is not closing out games. Yeah, I think that he'll voice his displeasure and become a little irritable, because he wants to be out there and he wants to help the team win.
Yeah, what the old phrase is, winning is the greatest deodorant. Winning solves a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
It also masks a lot of problems. But, yeah, if the Sixers do go into a rut and Joel Embiid isn't being used and Joel Embiid isn't being used in a way that he thinks he could best help the team, well, yeah, I think anybody would kind of be like, hey, I'm an MVP here. I've dominated in this league for years. You're not going to be using me. You're going to try this other style still, even though it's not working.
I'm still the guy. I'm still the guy.
I agree. And I do think it's very important to bring up, as you just did, the relationship of him and Tyrese Maxey. Because let's go back to the contract getting signed by Maxey, and they basically have a pop-up museum dedicated to Tyrese Maxey, and they have all the videos to Tyrese Maxey. And one of the videos is Joel Embiid talking about how he's the franchise. This is a franchise player, and Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese, you're the franchise. You're a great player. Love playing with you. Best ever play with, all that stuff. And he's really laying it on beyond just the idea of saying something nice about your teammate while he's signing his first big contract. So I really believe that that Joel Embiid looks at Tyrese Maxey as someone that he could be extremely proud of. And it's not in vain. It's not for show. It's not just to look like a good teammate. I think Joel Embiid really believes it.
Yeah, he does. He does. And the reason why I laughed is because I think the viewers need to know this. Every time somebody says something nice about a teammate, don't always believe it.
Right.
Because when you put a microphone or you put something in front of them, They're not going to say, I really hate this guy's guts. I hope we trade him. He's a fraud. He can't play. He can't go left, this and that. It's like, oh, what a great teammate. He got the bag. We love him. Now, I'm not saying this about Maxey. People say everyone loves Maxey. But what I'm saying is, just because something is in print or something's on TV, don't always believe it. That's what I want to give y'all advice. But in this instance, yeah, it's true. The fact that Joel Embiid was just even there spoke volumes. Because, Joel Embiid said something a couple of days ago where he said, look, if they're going to give me a little bit of minutes, I might as well be at home with my family, right? Well, that's what Joel Embiid loves doing. He's a father, he's a husband, he's a family man. He likes doing stuff like that. And the fact that he showed up for Maxey's thing, it really spoke volumes about the relationship, and it spoke volumes to Maxey. Maxey really enjoyed the fact that Joel was there because of that. So, yes, I think that has a lot to do with it. And there's also the reason why that relationship is why guys on the team last year when they had that meeting, they wanted Maxey to talk to him, Maxey to step up and do things. But it's great. They got to, I'm going to say this about this one team in comparable to things in the past with Joel Embiid. Like, let's face it, when Joel Embiid first came around, everybody thought it was going to be Ben Simmons' team. So I felt like even though they were cool, they were kind of like frenemies, you know what I mean? Like, they were cool with each other, but both guys wanted to be their team. And then all of a sudden you bring in a guy like James Harden, Embiid's in his prime, you bring in James Harden in here, other players came in. So it's kind of like, okay, whose team is it? Who's going to take it from him? Well, Maxey, he never felt that way with him. And they're older. They always became really good friends. And if there's someone that you feel like Embiid is welcome to pass the torch to, it would be Maxey. Prime example, Embiid really wants to play. He doesn't want to do these minutes restrictions. But if you go to every game that they were at, the Boston game, he was one of the first guys on the floor celebrating with people. The Hornets game, same thing. Orlando game, same thing. And then in Washington, he was doing the X thing to the fans. To the fans. So, yeah, I don't really foresee it being a problem. Now, there is a long season, but like we said earlier, if they struggle and he wants to do more and he can't do more, of course, his competitive nature is going to come out and he's going to get a little upset.
All right. That's the feelings. Let's step away from the feelings now. Let's talk about basketball. How does this fit? Now, before we jump into that, I just want to put a bow on something. I don't see this being a problem drama-wise. Bottom line, I think he's been a model citizen, reasons you just pointed out as well. You talk about him celebrating on the floor. You talk about him jumping into a Dembona's arms on a play in Washington. Like, he truly looks like a guy who is enjoying what's going on around him. And I do think, now getting into the basketball thing, he'll be able to contribute more. So jumping into that, 20 minutes, 23 minutes. What was it? 4 points? 5 points against Boston? Then he gets 20, and then he gets 25. So things are already trending in the right direction here for Joel Embiid. I do think you're going to be seeing these minute restrictions go away as far as only playing 20 minutes a game. I think in the not-too-distant future, you could be seeing 30 minutes a game from Joel Embiid, and I know that's no brag, but when you talk about upping it a full 10 minutes, I think that could happen in the near future here with Joel. But how does he fit from a basketball perspective once he is playing more minutes? You see him come up with 5 assists. I believe his record high for average in a season was like 5.6, I believe it was. That's in 23 minutes, 5 assists, 25 points. That's a guy that looks like he could still be pretty dominant, especially on the offensive end of things. Defensive end of things, you talked yesterday about how he struggled in that game against the Wizards. But overall, when he is getting closer to the 30 minutes, when he's getting closer to 35 minutes, how does Joel Embiid fit into this team's scheme?
The one thing is Joel gotta shore up his defense, Mark. He really does. So here's the thing. In the fourth quarter, and it's crazy that you brought this stat up. That you brought this up. In the fourth quarter with Embiid off the floor, the Sixers have outscored their opponents 139-93 in the first 4 games. So when we talk about fit and we talk about things like that, bruh, you gotta shore that up. You gotta shore that up. So I mean, offensively, scoring points, points are people are going to score. Like they got people to score now. Like, you got Quentin Grimes, you got Tyrese Maxey averaging 37.5 points a game. You have BJ Edgecombe, who's averaging 23.2 points. He could average more, right? The thing that the 76ers need, dude, they need a rim protector. They need somebody who's gonna play quality D, and he has to get better at that. I mean, he does, because the points are going to come. They're just going to come with the offense. I mean, they're averaging 129 points a game, bro. Like 129. So yeah, Joel is going to have to play better defense. He just going to have to play better defense.
On the offensive side of things, do you see him fitting in? Because I look at the assist numbers, for instance, against the Wizards and what he did a couple years ago after that really concerted effort to be more of a facilitator after Joker won the championship. There's that shot of Joel Embiid going over to Joker the next time they played each other that following season and be like, yeah, I got my MVP. You got your MVPs, but now you also got the championship. You're the man, that kind of thing. And it looked like Joel Embiid wanted to take on more of a role as a facilitator, where he was averaging about 5.5, 5.6 assists per game, which he hadn't done in his career. You see that huge uptick. And now you look around and you see Quentin Grimes, you see VJ Edgecombe, you see Tyrese Maxey, you're going to see Jared McCain, you're eventually going to see Paul George, you're going to see Kelly Oubre. You see guys that can knock it down from the outside. So you think about that, and those are guys that I think Joel Embiid can only have that uptick in assists again. Can he fit in, not just as a scorer, but also as a guy to help facilitate with what's around him right now to help this offense even more?
Yeah, but how many facilitators do you need at this particular time, right? I mean, no offense. Like I look at Joel Embiid is that Lamborghini that you have parked, that you're going to need, like on a Sunday, you want to pull it out and shine it and like impress people. Like he's the guy that if he gets in shape because he is in shape, if he gets back to his normal playing self, he's a guy that in the playoffs it's going to be hard to guard in certain situations, right?
Yeah.
And the only reason why I said about the facilitator, I get that. He looks good. He could pass the ball. But we also got to understand is that they got some young guards who need the ball too. Like, Jared McCain isn't exactly a stand in the corner type of guy. A lot of his actions come from him handling the ball, moving, passing, and then moving off the ball, and you finding him for a three, right? Tyrese Maxey, yes, they want to move him off the ball, but at the same time, he's also a rhythm player. The same thing for VJ Edgecombe. Same thing for Quentin Grimes, right? So and then here's the thing. They brought in Trendon Watford for the same. Trendon Watford, and I said this to a friend earlier today. Believe me, yeah, we get up early and we talk basketball. It was like, so here's the deal. You got Trendon Watford, 6'9", who comes in. He's like a more of a slow-mo Ben Simmons who can shoot the ball a little bit better. But what I mean by that is he comes in, he wants to do the pick and rolls with Embiid, does all this other stuff. So yes, Joel is a great fit. He does things. But at the same time, these guys are a little bit quicker. You know what I mean? You can get out and go with them. You know what I mean? Joel, yes, he's going to score. He's going to knock down threes. He's going to do nice bounce passes. But to me, his best fit is, okay, old head, you're going to be the Lamborghini that we park in the garage. And when we need you, or the bulldozer, right? They're chipping away. But guess what? Go get the bulldozer because we got to knock this wall down. And that's what Joel Embiid is going to have to do for them when they go up against stiff competition. So to me, at this particular time, that's more of his fit. His point totals are going to go down, everything like that. But he's going to be the bulldozer.
Love it. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about that Trendon Watford character. We didn't even talk much about his debut against the Wizards. We'll get into that and more when we return. This is Locked On 76ers. And now it's time to tell you about Peloton. How great is Peloton, especially with their new technology that is working out? It makes working out reimagined, actually, is what it does. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with brand new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. It's the most advanced equipment yet from Peloton, designed to give you real-time guidance, endless ways to move, and whether you're running, lifting, or cross-training with your favorite instructors, you're talking about Peloton getting you in shape. This is training reimagined. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with tools that help you plan, stay motivated, and reach peak performance. I love how Peloton IQ system offers real-time strength coaching. It actually tracks your reps, suggests the right weights, and corrects your form, make each rep safer and smarter. And the swivel screen is a real game changer. You could go from running on the Tread Plus to strength training without missing a beat. So let yourself run, lift, flex, and push forward. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus today at onepeloton.com. That's onepeloton.com. Keith Pompey just going by the numbers from Trendon Watford. 18 minutes logged in his 76ers debut the other night in D.C. In that time, he was able to come up with just 2 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, one of them offensive. 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, was a +7 overall on the night. Coming back from a hamstring injury. This was his first action of the season. What did you make of Trendon Watford's debut?
You know what? I liked it, man. I was really impressed. And the big thing the thing that impressed me the most was the leadership. And I get it. I know Trendon, that's Tyrese Maxey's right-hand man. Like they sit next to each other in the locker room. I'm talking about the locker room at, the visitors' locker room and games. Basically when they leave facilities, Trendon hops in the car with Tyrese and they go about their merry way, right? So he's been around, but for that to be his first game and display the vocal leadership that he displayed, that impressed me more so than his passing, than the post-up move that he had against a player. Because to me, it's like, yo, when you can come in a couple minutes in and tell a teammate, look, bruh, next play, I need you to go down the middle of the floor. Or when you see me, you flare out. You do all these other things. That really impressed me, right? And then the fact that, he's a selfless guy, and you look at it and you figure, like, well, how is he going to fit in? What is he going to do? Because we understand, like, these other guys are bringing energy, they're getting rebounds, they're doing stuff like that. So his leadership quality really impressed me. And the thing about it is, something else that I like about him is he ain't scared. Like, he's nothing soft about him. Like, he's the type of dude that's going to get in your face. He's going to be a protector, so to speak, right? So to Tyrese, like, somebody knocked Tyrese down, guess what? Trendon's going to go over there and get in the guy's face. And Trendon might knock somebody on their team down. I asked Tyrese about him, and this is what Tyrese said. That's who he is, talking about the vocal leadership. Whether he's playing or not playing, he's going to be vocal. We need that. We need somebody who is going to be extremely vocal. And this is also said. He's also someone who gets mixy. We need that. It will bring some attitude to our team as well. He helped out a lot of guys, more than y'all know behind the scenes. A lot of guys with their confidence, and we appreciate that. So with that being said, I have to say that Mr. Watford is going to be a great addition, or is a great addition to the team. And also, he knows, we talk about Joel Embiid's role. He comes in there and he knows how to make sure that Joel Embiid gets involved without Joel Embiid trying to, get himself involved, like not passing. He comes in, pick and roll. Joel gets to the ball closer to the basket and gets easy buckets.
I liked your what you called him in the opening segment there, like a slow-mo Ben Simmons, like slow-mo Simmons. I hate to put the comparison on a name that really not a lot of people like, but in terms of if you're looking for a style of play to compare it to, that's a similar style. He loves to get the rebound and push. He loves to facilitate. He'll certainly be able to do that here in Philadelphia, but also he can shoot. He's not afraid to shoot. He's an aggressive player, and I honestly, the things you're telling me about the leadership aspect of it and vocal aspect of it, that doesn't come through the TV screen. Is he doing that in the huddle? Is he doing that on the sideline? Is he doing that in the game? Is he doing it in all aspects? When is he trying to take charge the most?
I think, I think, when he's trying to, I think it's all the same, really, because when you look at it, if when Maxey is telling us that he does a lot of things more than y'all know, he helps build confidence, right? So I think a person that way, if what Max is saying, you can't turn it off. Like, basically, I can see a guy in the meeting room where they're doing film study. He's like, yo, babe, this is what you got to do here. Next time you do that. Like, so that happens. So when that stuff does, it translates to the court. It translates on the court. It's kind of like, all right, and I'm just throwing out a name. Okay, Justin, over there, babe. Go over there. I got you. Stuff like that. And I'm telling you, what it was is the thing that really impressed me is the stuff that people don't see unless you're in the arena, because there may be a commercial break, or it may be like the camera angle is on someone else. Like after a play, he'll score or he'll do something, but then he'll go over before the other team gets the ball, and he's telling the teammate, yo, this happened a couple possessions ago. Next time, do this, do that. I like seeing stuff like that, man. That's the thing that really impressed me. And we're talking about, this was the guy's first game. His first game. Like, normally somebody's first game is like, hey, you just don't want to get in the way. You don't want to, don't want to, you don't want to like, overstep your bounds, whatever. And then we face it, he's not like a max salary player. So to me, I really enjoyed it. So that's why I have to say, I think it's going to be universal, so to speak, in regards to, where he makes his impact.
Do you think that Tyrese Maxey, him being boys with essentially your best player, do you think that helps, when helps his voice carry a little bit more weight?
It does, but also I do think that that's also a personality trait, right? Sure. Because it does help it, but I do think that that's a personality thing that, you were that way. Because last year when I looked at him with the Brooklyn Nets, and like the Brooklyn Nets was straight trash, you know what I mean? They were trash. Right? Yes. But at the same time, I saw some leadership qualities. And then, you look at it and he played well. So yeah, I think that's a personality trait, but it does help out that Maxey's your guy, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of like, it's like, well, you can't get rid of him. That's Maxey's boy.
Yeah,
boy.
But I think
get more moolah.
Right. But I do also think anyone who has had to work in a group setting, no matter what, I don't think you have to be a professional athlete. There are people that just come in the room and it could be their first day on the job, and it's like, oh damn, this person demands it. Like, it's not like, yeah, whatever. It's like, oh no, I better sit up straight. I better listen to what's going on here because this person's in charge.
He's cool. He seems like a chill dude, though. He's not like.
No, I don't mean abrasive. I just mean
not abrasive. He seems like a chill dude, but he also got a little bit of swag with him too, though.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like one of those dudes. Like, you know what I mean? Like you go in the locker room, he's like sitting over by himself to the lot, getting ready for the game, like the chill mode. He has his do-rag on around his braids, just all about his business, polite, says what's up. But he's also seems like the type of dude that like, how there's certain people that even though they're quiet, they know what's going on. Like they're watching you while you're watching them. You know what I mean? He just seems that type of person. So I don't know. I like now the big thing that we need to know is, like, last year, Nick Nurse really wanted the Sixers to acquire him during the trade deadline. Really wanted him. Okay. So with that being said, even though that is Maxey's boy, right? There had to be something that Nick realized facing him, those last couple of years against Brooklyn, that he brought to the table that would really help this offense. So that was a good one.
When we come back, we'll preview the Boston game tomorrow night. Also, maybe get an update on Paul George. Maybe. Talk about that when we return. This is Locked On 76ers. And right now, let me tell you about Rippling. If you're a business owner, here's the truth. SaaS promised to make work easier. But now the average company is buried by hundreds of apps that slow you down and slow your teams down. Simply, it just doesn't work. That's not SaaS. That's sad. Software as a disservice. That's why you need Rippling. Rippling is the unified platform for global HR, payroll, IT, and finance all in one place. They've helped millions of businesses replace a mess of disconnected tools with one system designed to give leaders clarity, speed, and control. So Rippling is where it's at. Check out Rippling, rippling.com/LockedOnNBA. Everything from onboarding to payroll to IT access. It runs automatically and perfectly in sync. Rippling.com/LockedOnNBA. That's RIPPLING.com/LockedOnNBA. Rippling.com/LockedOnNBA for 6 months free. And now it's time to tell you about Robinhood. Robinhood. Gold standard, the new gold standard. Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, but every day, locking in on every opening, beating your PR, beating it again and again. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control of your money. Trade stocks and also ETFs, options, futures, and crypto, all on one platform. You can now build and execute your own trades from a desktop with Robinhood's Legends Advanced tools, or take advantage of the new Robinhood Strategies with a tailored portfolio managed by a team of experts. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. Just real quick, Keith, you said in that last segment, I think, babe, a couple times. You dropped a couple. Hey, over here, babe.
Is that over here, babe? Yeah.
I just got to tell you.
I guess it was just a figure of speech. My bad.
Oh, no, I hear you. It's just funny.
No.
Yesterday, the kids really wanted, I won't say the name of it, but they wanted their favorite fast food place. Okay, so they weren't feeling well. So I was like, let's let them have this win, And we pull up to the drive-thru, and the nice lady on the microphone is calling me baby.
Well, they didn't like that, did they?
Oh, they didn't know what was going on.
Oh, okay. I'm telling mommy. My
wife is this type of wife that's like, I'm astrological science and stuff. Like, I'm a Scorpio. Like, I'll be a circle around you. You're mine. Like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The jealous type much, And but I love playing with it. Like, if I'd say I met a woman, like, oh, this woman helped me at the store, or whatever, and she asked me, like, somewhat jokingly, oh, do you think she had a crush on you? I always go, probably. No, but I do say that. But yeah, this woman was like, would that be all, baby? And she must have heard me laughing, because then I hear her laughing as she's taking my order. But I was like, if my wife is in the car, that'd be even funnier for me. Yeah. But I got babied a couple times. So there's at least 3 babies, and I think 1 sugar. I think she called me sugar one time.
Yeah. It's funny though, not to make you laugh, they get off topic. So one day, like, I'm driving home one day, and like my daughter wanted something to eat, but I couldn't get down that road, so I stopped at Cane's, and so I go to the drive-thru. So I get there, and the girl's like, young lady's like, yo, da da da, and I'm like, yo. I'm like, so hold up, is she doing this because is she trying to be like too cool with me, right? So then I don't say anything. So then she comes back, yo, chicken to go. I'm like, I said, excuse me. She said, oh, I'm sorry, sir. This is what we say. And I'm like,
that's great.
I've never heard that before. Like, so I go home and I tell my daughter, and she's like laughing, like, yeah, daddy, that lady says that all the time, like, yo, chicken to go. And I'm like,
I love that.
Is she racially profiling me? Like, are you trying to do yo? Like how dare you? But then he was cracking up. I felt like the biggest idiot though. I felt like that. But nah, that's all I wanted to talk about.
You'd rather that than somebody who you know is miserable. And I don't mean anyone who doesn't answer with that kind of flair is miserable. I just mean there are people that you talk to in any service business that you could tell they just really don't want to be there, and they're rude, they're short, they're not welcoming, they make you feel like an idiot, or they try to make you feel like an idiot. But I'd rather have the extreme on the other end where they're calling you baby, they're calling her sugar, or they're hitting you with the yo.
Yo, chicken to go. Who hired her? Okay, that's me. Like, okay.
Oh, that's so great. All right, Boston, tomorrow night. We had circled this day on Halloween night there. We had circled this game as a potential Paul George return. Are we any closer to that, Keith Pompey?
We'll find out, man. Like, we'll find out. Like, they had practice today. It's funny. Paul did not make – I mean, it was a back-to-back, but Paul wasn't with the team in Washington on Tuesday. Gotcha. They were off yesterday. I'm pretty sure he might have – they probably left him behind. Maybe he got a workout in or something like that because you don't do anything on the back-to-back.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. We'll see. I think it will be a good time. It's funny because Nick Nurse was talking about, we got people trickling in, but it seems like people will be coming back in a couple of weeks. So you don't know what he's talking about. Now, I know he's talking about, Jarrett McCain, but, you're hoping he's saying, we may have somebody coming back on Friday, but that will be a good game. Now, the one thing about the Boston team is, they're starting to play a little bit better. They're on a 2-game winning streak, right? They opened up. We all know when they played the Sixers, they lost 117 to 116, and then they lost 2 points to the New York Knicks, 105 to 95. The a la Jaylen Brown hair dye game on the jersey, and then they lost to the Pistons by 6 points. But then they came out and beat the Pelicans like they stole something, right? They beat them 122 to 90, and then they came out and took the Cavs to the woodshed last night, 125 to 105. Jaylen Brown had 30 points. So they are playing a lot better now. So this is going to be an exciting game.
I look forward to it. He's Keith Pompey. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Locked On 76ers. Also, make sure you guys are reading Keith Pompey on Inquirer.com. A couple of great stories up there right now for you guys to check out. For Keith Pompey, I'm Marc Farzetta. Back with you guys tomorrow with another edition of Locked On 76ers. Once again, like and subscribe. See you guys then. Bye.